Hey everyone, how's it going? So in this video, I want to talk about the cave death or deaths that I think are going to happen in the mid-season premiere. As we all know, or at least most of us are suspecting, someone's going to die in the mid-season premiere, and I have a few ideas as to who it will be. The first half of the season was, I guess I wouldn't say underwhelming. The mid-season finale was underwhelming, but the whole first half as a whole was just alright. Nothing major really happened besides a certain character death, and for the most part, that was pretty much it. A lot of fun moments, but yeah, that was pretty much it. So far this season, I think, was just a season of setups, which when you read about what Angela Kang or the cast have been saying about the season, I think that was the plan. You set up stuff in the first half, this way the second half is this crazy payoff where every episode has like these crazy reveals and etc. And so because of that, because of where our characters left off, because of the situation they're in, I think someone's dying. Someone in that cave is dying for sure, and so I want to talk about who is likely going to die because I actually have a pretty concrete theory or idea, and I really feel like this character is going to be the one that dies. And so I want to talk about that and what that'll mean for the future of season 10 and the future for certain characters. So if you want more content like this, just make sure to be a subscriber. I'll be posting daily Walking Dead videos for the most part. I know I've taken a lot of days off within the last like 2 months or whatever, which is totally on me. A lot is going on right now, and yeah, things are slowing down anyways, and I'm starting to get out at least one video a day, so that's kind of my focus right now. Just get one out a day if there's stuff to talk about, of course, and also whenever news breaks, do a video on it. So yeah, if you want more Walking Dead content like this, just make sure to be a subscriber. So to talk about the big cave cliffhanger, I haven't really given this one much attention since the episode aired, probably because I wasn't the biggest fan of the cliffhanger. Well, not that I wasn't a big fan of it. I'm okay with this being the cliffhanger. It's just nothing else really happened in the episode in terms of payoff or just other reveals. You know what I mean? I was hoping for more of that, more reveals in terms of maybe the Whisperers are for sure fighting back. Like Alpha traps them, they're all going to die, but then Alpha says something where she's going to attack Alexandria or the hilltop now. Just something more concrete like that. Also, maybe some more stuff with Rick. I just wanted some more details there. Honestly, even just Eugene like talking to Stephanie, getting her name, like that reveal, and maybe the reveal of the Commonwealth. I'm like, I needed a little bit more like that. And so because of that, I've been ignoring this whole cave cliffhanger because I'm just more excited about those other things happening in the second half of the season than this. This is going to be big though, because a character is going to die. What happens in this cave will definitely set things in motion for the rest of the season. A big aspect to this cliffhanger, I think, is the why. Like, why did Alpha trap these characters here? Well, obviously it was a trap, right? And there are little things we need to learn in terms of, I guess, what's Gamma set up? Did Gamma know about where our characters were going and etc.? But I think as of now, it's safe to assume that Alpha doing this started the war. The war has begun. Alpha will begin to attack our communities now that I guess they're kind of defenseless. I don't know if they really are. There's nothing anyone can do to stop her, right? It's just a matter of our characters getting out and warning everyone and gathering a militia and start strategizing, I guess, a war plan. Gabriel, Rosita, and the rest, they all don't know where Daryl and them went. So I imagine that's why Gamma's in Alexandria. Something's going to happen here to where maybe a squad is sent out to search for them and possibly aid them. And that will likely be how they get out at the end of the day, I think, with some aid. However, they're not going to get out unharmed. A character has to die here. Could you imagine setting all of this up just to have every other character survive? That's just such a pointless cliffhanger. This whole thing would just be this stupid obstacle. There's no consequences to anything. And I think would just piss a lot of people off. So, in my opinion, someone's dying. This way, the whole cave thing, this whole thing was worth it. But the question is, who? From looking at the trailer for the second half of the season, there are 3 characters that I can't spot. And that is Connie, Kelly, and Jerry. Now, I said this the other day, and a lot of people were pointing out that they could spot Kelly. I've tried to look for her everywhere, but I can't see her, so it's possible that she's still there. So I'll assume that there's a higher chance that she does survive. I still don't think there's a higher chance for her when you compare her to characters like Daryl, Carol, Aaron, and Magna, and etc., because we see all of those, or at least I've seen them all anyways for sure, out of the cave in that trailer. Kelly could be on that list in the trailer, but because I can't find her, I'm just going to put her in the special category of maybe. The other 2 characters, however, have a pretty good chance of dying, and so I want to talk about that, and that is with Connie and Jerry. Let's first start with Jerry. Could he die? And what implications would that have? Now, the thing about Jerry's death is that it is definitely time, I would say. He's been around since season 7. They can kill him off. I know people wouldn't want that, but they totally could do that at this point because they can't keep everyone around forever. He's been around for all of season 7, all of season 8, 9, and now I guess the first half of 10, right? And again, no one lives forever. I can easily see him dying for the simple fact that we see that in the trailer. He's trapped in one of those tunnels. It doesn't seem like he's getting out. He's having a hard time getting out. And of course, that is obvious, so that's kind of why I'm leaning more towards Connie dying, but we'll get to her in a second. The thing about Jerry dying is that he's one of the only good newer characters. I'm not the biggest fan of Magna and Yumiko. Actually, Yumiko I do like. I'm just annoyed that she isn't getting more of a story and that all the story she gets is tied to Magna, who I just don't really like as of now. I don't know what it is about her. She's just depressing and mopey, and I don't know. I just don't like that character. It's weird because she was my favorite in the comic, but on the show, I'm just not the biggest fan. With Yumiko, I just want her on her own, to be honest, doing her own things because I think she actually works much better when she's doing other things, when she actually has things to do that's not connected to Magna at all. Because, yeah, I don't know, I just really like that character. Kelly, Connie, and Luke, all of them really do work really well, and I love those characters, but I think Jerry is just on a whole other level. Maybe it's because he's been around for a while. Sure, that's totally possible that's why I feel that way. But he's hilarious. You know, he's refreshing to see on screen because he's hilarious and he brings something different to the table. A lot of the other newer characters feel like cardboard cutouts of previous characters. Like Magna could almost be replaced with Sasha. You know what I mean? There's no other character like Jerry, and so that doesn't mean he couldn't die because of that. They could still do that. I just don't know if it's the smartest decision, considering he's actually a really great character. He's one of your strongest characters. With a show that I think is struggling to keep its original characters, some would say I think Jerry is up there. And people like him more than Ezekiel, and I think that says something. Which I also should point out, if Jerry dies, you ignore a lot of potential story threads with Ezekiel and his illness. You can do a lot there with that. So as of now, I think Angela Kang knows all of this. So I'm just going to say no. Jerry doesn't die in the mid-season premiere. And so I guess we'll find out if that's true or not when that episode airs on February 23rd. Now to focus on Connie. Do I think she's going to die in the mid-season premiere? I do. Well, I think there's going to be something really weird with her character's final scenes anyways. Maybe she gets trapped and it looks like she dies, but she comes back later to save the day and then dies. I don't know. The point is, whatever the dramatic moment is going to happen that insinuates a death or something involving death, it'll be involving Connie either because she just lost Kelly or it's because of her own death. She's not seen in any of the trailers. Lauren Ridloff was cast in The Eternals recently, which is a new Marvel movie. She has big things coming up. I have this feeling that they're going to kill her off because Carol and Daryl just talked about Connie, with Carol really pushing Daryl to maybe try start something with her. And I think when Connie dies, it's going to affect Daryl so much because he actually started to feel something for her, right? He started seeing something there. I mean, think about it. It's been set up throughout this entire season. Daryl and Connie are overly happy whenever they're together. Again, whenever stuff like this happens, it's never good. It just isn't. It's literally never good. One of those characters is dying, and because Daryl's obviously never ever gonna go, it's Connie. And I think this will be the main motivator for the Whisperer War. I think her death will really get things going because how do you get adrenaline pumping for this war? Well, you start with a tragic death that affects our characters, and that could be Connie. When Connie dies because of Alpha, because she was responsible for trapping them down there and therefore caused her death, Daryl's gonna want to kill her, and thus why I think all of those shots of Daryl fighting outside of the hilltop are related. I think Daryl's going to feel depressed after Connie dies. Judith gives him his vest with the wing repaired. Daryl then just, he gets that inspiration to want to go out and fight. And he will. He'll go out and fight the Whisperers and just be severely pissed off and enraged while doing it. Because what's better than an angry, pissed off killing machine Daryl? Nothing, right? And so by killing Connie off, you really get the second half going in a brilliant way. With every episode afterwards having these really insane reveals, we're all going to be on this heightened emotional level. They're going to have battles at the hilltop, Alexandria. That horde is going to come at Alexandria. There's Michonne's final episode, Alpha's death, other character deaths, the return of Maggie, the introduction of the princess, the Commonwealth, all of that. So overall, do I think this death is happening? I do. I really do. Otherwise, this whole cave cliffhanger thing just has no purpose. And upon rewatch, we're all going to really hate the mid-season finale because nothing happened. It was all really pointless. It was just a cliffhanger for the sake of having a cliffhanger, right? Which is what every Walking Dead fans or most Walking Dead fans really hate. So if a death does happen, then it makes it worth it, right? Then this whole alpha setting up our characters in this way, all of that gamma and Aaron stuff, it all makes a lot of sense because it actually did have some consequences instead of it being just an obstacle for our characters to jump over. And when going through the list of characters that are trapped down there, it makes a lot of sense that it's either going to be Kelly, Connie, or Jerry. And because of the reasons I explained in this video, I'm sticking with Connie as of now. But let me know what you guys all think. Who do you think is dying in the mid-season premiere? Post your theories down below and why. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Make sure to be a subscriber for more Walking Dead content like this, and I'll see you guys in the next one.